Alrighty. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining our Friday afternoon training session for iGyro. This week, we are going to go through our iGyro portal, our client portal, I should say. And many of you are probably familiar with our Gyro portal. And a client portal is just a subset of that portal that allows clients to log in and see various aspects about their job. So one piece of information that we found recently is there's been some studies that have shown that builders using a client portal from the prelim services stage of a home build can more than double their conversion rate when signing up contracts. So this is a very important piece, a very important tool that you can use in your business. All right, so to turn this client portal on, you log into your web portal, which is portal.igyro.com.au. And you'll see from the left-hand side, you'll have an admin option there. We click on that and go to group settings. There's some options here for the client portal. So this tick box here is the auto create client portal login. And this will send an automatic email to your clients once you mark off the prelim service fee paid task in Gyro. So again, the task list is something that's very pivotal to the use of Gyro, and you've seen that before in previous training videos, where there's a series of tasks on this tab here, and it's this prelim service fee paid task, which is the trigger for this client portal email. So once you mark that off, an email will fire off to the client asking them to create an account. To do that, the client must have an email address. So we'll see here's an email address registered against this person. All right, and this tick box must be ticked as well. So if we tick this to turn it on, the emails will start firing out to clients. But don't be concerned if you've already got clients in the database that have already had a prelim service fee paid. It won't fire the email off for them. It's only for new clients that hit that stage. All right, this next option is also to do with the client portal, and there's a maintenance tab, which I'll show you in a moment. So we can turn this tab on and off for the clients. So this one, I'll tick that one and hit save. All right, so that's all it is. That's all you need to do to turn the client portal on. Now, when a client receives an email from us, I'll just show you one. It'll be an email very similar to this. So it just gives them some detail about the client portal and some links used to register for their account. So there's a verify account link here, but also some details if the link doesn't work for them for whatever reason. They can manually copy and paste this code into this website address here. So if I click that link, this is what your client will see in the first instance. Something like this, it's just asking them to verify their email address with this verification code, and they get to create their own password. Once they hit verify, they'll be logged into the client portal and they can start to see all the detail recorded against their job. So I'll bounce between a few screens here. I'm logged in here as a builder. So you've got all of the access to the client portal here. But this is a client login, and it looks very similar. I'll load up a job in our builder portal here. And here is the client portal again over the top. You can see there's a lot less menu options on the left-hand side. The tabs across the top are very similar, but they may contain slightly less information, and some of the tabs are also missing. So this was loaded prior to turning on, prior to turning on the maintenance module there. So there's no maintenance tab here. But if I refresh that page, you'll see this maintenance tab is now turned up. So we'll come to that in a little while. Now the client can look through all these tabs. They can see some various information about the DA and CC. They can see details that they've got recorded against themselves for the client contacts. Attachments, this is where it does vary a little bit from the Builders portal and from the desktop version of Gyro. So they've got 4 options here. We've got client correspondence. So I'll just load up the Builders section here. The Builders has this little tree structure of folders. So client correspondence is this folder. So anything in that folder there, the clients will see when that option is selected. The same goes for council related and variations. And this last option here is a client Dropbox. So this is a special feature here, and it allows clients to upload large files. So clients may be taking large photos, or they have large PDF attachments from architects or somewhere else. And sometimes they have troubles emailing that to you because their email system can't handle an email address above 10 megs or 15 megs. So this will allow them to log into the portal, click on this client Dropbox, select a file from their computer, and upload directly into Gyro for you. Now, the next tab, we've got the Photos tab. So this is a bit of a slideshow for the clients, if you like. So if you're taking lots of nice photos of the job site as progressing, the clients will get to see what's happening on this screen here. So it's great for the transparency of the job. Everyone can see that things are progressing throughout the day. And if they happen to be a client that's out of town, or they can't visit the job site or drive past the job site very often, they'll really get to see how things are progressing. So they can easily just flick through the photos here. All right, just back on the Builders portal here, you'll notice that we log into, the Attachments tab here, and click onto Photos. This is an internal Photos folder. So anything you load in here will remain just inside your business. The clients won't see it. So if you've got issues on site, you'd put them into this folder. The Photos client facing is the one that relates to this tab here for the clients. So anything you put into this folder, the client facing one, is what clients will see in their client portal. So you can see those 2 files there. They relate to these 2 images here. All right, we've got the Tasks tab in the client portal here. So again, all of these systems work together. So the Tasks tab in the client portal references information in the Tasks tab in the Builders portal, but also the Gyro desktop as well. So a few things to note is here in the Gyro desktop version, your internal staff will have this extra comment column here. So you might put a comment against one of these tasks and essentially treat these as internal comments. So you will notice here in the client portal that we don't have that, that comment column at all. So we've just got the task, the due date, and the completion date. So as you complete tasks, the client will see that the job is progressing. So it aids transparency, so they can see that something's always happening in the background, even though they can't really see anything happening on site. It also shows them the amount of work that has to go into a job to progress it to site as well. So you can see all these green items here are ones that have been completed. And then you might find there's some yellow tasks that are not completed yet. So they've got a due date in the future, and some ones that are marked in red where they've passed their due date. Now we move on to the site schedule. So in a previous training session, we've gone through how to use the site schedule. And this site schedule in the client portal uses that same information, but only shows a subset of what's happening. So the clients will see everything that's been completed in green. They will also see things that are due within the next fortnight. So anything in the future further than a fortnight away won't be shown in this list. So clients will only have a fortnightly view of what's coming up. This is back in the Builders portal. You'll see that we've got a lot more tasks here, but the clients never see those until they've either been completed or they've got a due date within that fortnight range. All right, so we'll see that tank, for example. It's not scheduled for another month away. So if we click on that and we happen to complete that early, just put today's date in that one. Okay, it's been marked as green or completed in our builders portal. We refresh the clients portal here. We'll see it's also shown to them because it's a completed task. All right, this button here is just a to-do task, so it'll just show the upcoming tasks to the client. The Approve Variations button there is really only for site supervisors. It's just to help variations on site. Now, if we look at the business contacts, just gives various contact information in relation to this job. So you might have multiple estimators in a business or different sales consultants, and this will help the client get contact information for those people. Okay, variations. So we've gone through that in a previous training exercise as well. So variations here is what the client can see. So only variations where a reference number has been generated will show to the client. So if you're in your Gyro desktop and you're in your management tab and you're creating variations, you can see one here that doesn't have a reference number. So this can be a work in progress and the client won't see that until you generate that reference. So you're safe to add any details in here until you're ready. Then we'll generate that number. Hit OK. Sorry, we'll need to save that job as well. Now we look back into the client portal. I'll just refresh that page. You'll see that that additional variation is shown up there. So the clients can also click into these and see the detail that's inside that variation. So this one was blank because I just created that just then. We go back, one of the first ones might have a few bits of detail in there. So this one's just got line items for each option there. All right, so the financial tab is just a breakdown of the progress payments that are due on the job. So the client can see which ones have been paid, which ones have been claimed, which ones are due to be paid. So this is also tied to our site schedule. So as you're progressing, you'll hit, say, a roof on stage, for example. Your site supervisor will mark that off. Your accounts team will automatically get notified that a roof on stage has happened, and the claims will be able to be sent out to the client, and the client can see it here in the financial tab. All right, this is the maintenance tab here. So this is the option that we could turn on and off. So you saw if I unticked the box, that tab is no longer there. I'll just show you that again briefly. So we go back to admin, back into group settings, and I'll turn off the maintenance tab. If we reload this client portal, you'll see that the maintenance tab has disappeared. I'll turn that back on again. Back to maintenance. Now this is a way for your clients to raise maintenance defects with you directly. So you might have some sort of a paper trail at the moment. It's possible for them to raise it in this way as well. So we can create the new maintenance defect as a client. They'll put a brief description in here and a bit more comments about the detail. Save that. You'll see it's marked as yellow, so it's a due date. It needs to be completed at some point by one of your staff. All right, so we've got various reports in the system that you can generate all of the outstanding maintenance items, so that will help you keep track of all of your maintenance maintenance jobs that are outstanding. So if we jump into that job, you can also see that by adding that in the client portal, we've got a tab here for maintenance. You can see that it's added that directly into here as well. All right, so if we've contacted a plumber to go out and fix it and resolve the issue, we just mark that off and say that it's completed. We'll save that. If the client's back in their maintenance list, they'll see that it's turned to green, and that's a completed maintenance item. Okay, discussions is a feature that's purely just for the Gyro portal. So if we open the discussions tab, this is just a way for clients to communicate directly with the estimator on a job. So they can create a new discussion. And again, you've got a subject and a comment that they can use. So they might have a question on how much will a dishwasher cost to add to our contract. Right, so if they save that discussion, they'll receive, the estimator will receive an email to say there's a new discussion there that's outstanding. And if we log into our builders portal, we've actually got this option here that says My Discussions. And you'll see here, this is a list of the discussions. So you might have 50 clients on the go. You'll see all of the open discussions here. So we've got active discussions, all discussions, closed discussions. Okay, so you can click into that and you can reply directly to the client from here. And we can submit that. So this is just a threaded discussion with the client. So once that's been resolved, we can mark that off as closed and we'll update that discussion. And again, so here's all the discussions for this particular job. But on the tree on the left-hand side here, on the menu on the left-hand side, we've got My Discussions, which will show you all of the open discussions for all of your jobs in the system. All right, we'll shoot back to the client portal again. Now, this client portal here, I've actually got, I have 2 jobs in this business. So if I shoot back home, what we'll see is these are the 2 jobs as a client these are my jobs, I own them. So I've got one here, here's a second one. So if a client only has 1 job, they'll be taken directly into this client portal page here without having to choose a job. If they have multiple jobs, they'll get to pick which job they're referring to. And they'll see which job they're working on up the top here. All right, that pretty well concludes the client portal discussion for today. So if you're not using it, you should use it. You can see that it adds transparency to your business, and we've also heard that it can double your conversion rates. So it's something that you need to use in your business to help your profitability. Now, if you're not using it, there's a good chance your competitors are, and it could be a competitive advantage for them. So jump on this, be progressive, and use the features that are available. All right, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next Friday for our next training session on Gyro.